Hey, this is Chris Pepelinski here to talk about my latest review as the 2016 comes to an end. I'm almost at 2017 for the movie The Big, BFG, which is, short for the Big Friendly Giant, which is based off the Roald Dahl, book from the 90s, which he also happened to, write, one of my other favorite books that he did, Matilda, which was produced into a film 96. I can't believe that was 20 years ago and a favorite of mine. Well, anyway, this particular story, takes place in London, deals with a 10-year-old orphan, named Sophie who lives in an orphanage, and she encounters, the BFG giant who comes through her window, one day since she has like insomnia, and he takes her, to giant country because he figures that, since she found out, about the giants that she might inadvertently, end up blabbing, about the existence of giants, to the world. And at first, Sophie thinks he's like, I guess, one of those, mean, giants that will eat her. But then it turns out, uh, the big friendly giants actually, is actually very nice and friendly. And, but unlike the, his counterparts, they actually eat, human beings, and the big friendly giant tries to protect Sophie from them. And unlike them, who are meat eaters and of course human eaters, he eats this thing called snozzcumber, which is, I guess, a vegetarian nasty version of a, I guess, giant version of a cucumber, if that's one way you'd want to call it. I remember, when reading the book as a little boy, I remember, being really fascinated about the story between, Sophie and the giant, and then, also finding out that he's also a dream catcher, which, he, sees the dreams, I guess, of the, the kids, and he, I guess in a sense he could create them and things like that. I will say, for those that read the book and, I mean, seen the movie, I know, usually in a lot of cases, book adaptations, tend to be stronger, than the movie versions because there's only so much, material, that they can fit into, which I guess a good example, I guess, is the Harry Potter series, even though, the films are very, well made, but, there's only, so much, material they can put, in the novel. Otherwise, it'd be like watching a 4 hour movie fest, I guess. Like, one example of putting it is, the Lord of the Rings movies. But in those cases, those were, the extended versions were necessary because they add, more, more to the story. Even though some people would think it's just, mindless action, but I guess, like I always say, to each their own. But I guess for those that, watch the video, they can, decide and what they see, think about the movie for themselves. And, I think it's a good old-fashioned, story that teaches people to tolerate, and respect one another regardless of their differences. And I guess I will say this by concluding the video. I just want to wish everyone a happy New Year's and hopefully a good 2017 ahead with many more movies to come, especially in the month of January. All right, thanks.